Hello everyone. So nice to see you. Hi Sarah. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining. So amazing to see you all. Thank you for joining. I can't wait to tell you all about subconscious healing. It's perfect. Just going to wait for a few people to join. Feel free to share some comments. Let us know that you're here. Is everyone excited to have a limiting belief cleared? We're going to start looking at all of the different areas in our lives and how we can shift limiting beliefs from this space. Very exciting. I'll start sharing a little bit about, oh, hello, thanks for sharing. There's a few more people jumping on. Just going to wait a few more minutes, but I'll start sharing a little bit about me and what I do. Hi, Ray. Hi, Bailey. Great, I'll see you later on, Bailey. We've got a session booked in next week. Awesome. So we're going to be looking at subconscious healing, guys. So we're going to be looking at what it is, how I came across it, why it's so amazing. And then you're all going to have the opportunity to share with me a difficulty that you've been experiencing in your life. And I'm going to have a look intuitively, and I'm going to be able to identify the deepest root cause of this. So we're going to be looking beneath the surface and identifying any limitation that has been affecting your current present and has been affecting you in the present moment. So I'll start by just sharing a little bit about who I am while people are still coming into the room. My name is Wachs, and I am a subconscious healer. What that means is that I have the ability to look beneath the surface of any difficulty in your life and create a shift. Hi Janita, lovely to see you. Thank you, Ray, very excited. So this all began for me, this journey, probably around 6 years ago. I'm now 31 years old. Around about 6 years ago, I had what you may call a spiritual awakening, and I found myself very much interested in Reiki healing, in self-development, all of these wonderful things, and most importantly, identifying what emotions I was feeling and how they were affecting me. Hi Karen, hi Marianne, thank you so much for saying hi. And so what I noticed was that the more emotionally aware I became, it was fantastic. Awareness shifted things for me up until a certain point. But then I realized that I had found the subconscious, and I was starting to explore things that were pretty unpleasant, to be honest, and exploring sensations and feelings and emotions and thoughts that, you know, were very confronting. And I almost felt as though I had dug myself into a little bit of an emotional hole. And this actually left me feeling a bit helpless, like I didn't have the tools to be able to get myself out of this situation. What happened was, hi Bernard, thanks for joining. What happened was I started exploring all of these different modalities, looking at ways of starting to shift things for myself and find a way of helping myself. And I found loads of support, and what I found was that it really helped me in the short term. You know, it sort of helped me alleviate my immediate concerns, but where I was lacking was getting long-term results and feeling empowered within myself. Hi Tylee, so beautiful to see you. And so this is what I'm bringing for you today, guys. It's not just a way of being able to shift things in your life and being able to transform things by being able to identify the deepest root cause of something. I do hold space for people to do this, but the golden ticket here is that I actually can teach anyone who's ready to how to do this for themselves as well. So I run a series of intuitive energy trainings where I help people not only by alleviating their immediate worries and helping them explore their subconscious, but I actually teach them how to do this for themselves so that they can walk away from every session feeling empowered. And that is my ultimate goal, and that is what changed everything for me. When I came across this magical modality, it's called Intuition Wisdom. And jump onto my website, it's www.findtimeandspace.com. There's a link there to receive free trainings. They offer so much for you, so feel free to jump on there, receive all of the free trainings and meditations that you might be interested in. That's all on there for you. So interested to see how your process works. I know there's a few out there also amazing. Thank you, Ray. Yes, I know there's so many beautiful ways of doing this out there, isn't it? And so yeah, it's amazing when you have the opportunity of connecting with a group of people like this. So thank you. I'm so excited as well. And I'd like to, absolutely offer everyone the opportunity here for support and also to be feeling empowered. So I'm going to be sharing a link to receive some free subconscious healing at the end as well. And so a little more about how I came across this was that I found the tools when I was dug myself deep into that emotional hole of being able to really dig myself out of that hole. All of a sudden I was giving techniques that work, and that really allowed me to be able to make shifts in my life. What I've found with this mode of subconscious healing is that everything can be shifted just once. All of the bigger limitations that may have a few different angles to it may still take some time, but if I have intuitively grasped what a limiting belief is for myself, it only takes one time for me to shift it and it is gone. Sometimes I'm clearing things and I've even forgotten what it was that I was clearing. So this is how amazing this is. So feel free to let go of any, hi Elizabeth, feel free to let go of any past experiences that you've had with this, because I want to reassure you all, clearing the subconscious doesn't always mean that it is scary. It doesn't always mean that it is something that is going to, need you to relive horrendous past experiences. What we do when we're empowering people in this kind of journey is we're helping them clear away their ego mind identity, which is what contributes to fear, and we're allowing you to really embrace the journey for yourself in a way that is filled with so much self-love and so much self-belief and worth within yourself that you really start to enjoy the process. It becomes less about a battle of needing to fight your way through this hard journey of shifting through these limitations, and it starts to become enjoyable because you then get to focus on amazing things like how to bring more love and light into your family and how to discover what your life purpose is and learning how to live that. And so that's exactly where we're at today. So the way that I see this being able to help people, and especially all of you today, is by giving you a little bit of clarity and a bit of a demonstration into how this works. We're going to start firstly by allowing for you all to share with me any difficulty that you have in your life. And this can be as simple as just sharing an area of your life, such as relationships, health, finances, career, life purpose, love and connection with others, and share those in the comment section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune in intuitively and I'm going to identify the deepest root cause of this for you. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating awareness into the new levels of subconscious healing and show you what's truly possible here. And also just to show you that it doesn't need to be scary, and that any uncomfortable sensations are lifted and shifted extremely quickly. So if you would like to share anything more specific, that's totally okay as well. If you're just thinking, nothing's coming to mind, but if my finances were a little bit, brighter, that would be great. Feel free just to comment finances. What we find as we start exploring the subconscious is that every area of our life can be potentially limited by the experiences that we've had in our early childhood. And so this is why my focus is specifically on relationships, because when I shift something in the form of a relationship dynamic for someone, it instantly shifts any experiences that they're having in a particular relationship in the present moment as well. So by creating this shift, we're able to really allow for this to, shift not only your past, but your present and your future as well. We're clearing negative limiting beliefs from your life and allowing you to invite in more love and truth and compassion into your life. So thank you. Feel free to keep sharing them in. I'm going to get started. For anyone who's just joined, feel free to share feel free to share anything into the comments section whereby you wish you could have that changed. If there was one thing in your life that you could change right now, what would that be? Share it into the comments section. I'm going to tune in intuitively and I'm going to start identifying some deeper limitations towards this. So Karen, at the moment I'm feeling like I'm giving birth. I have the symptoms of a delivery, however my baby days are over. Okay, let's have a look at what's happening for you, Karen. So intuitively straight away I'm seeing beneath the surface that there's a limitation for you in creation, and it's connected you to childbirth in some way that has left you almost pining for it, like you wish you could have babies again. The truth that I'm getting for you is that these days are certainly not over. You have the ability to create and to bring in all of that beautiful love and fulfillment and empowerment into your life. It's just tweaking where this empowerment is coming from. So connecting you intuitively and expanding your intuitive abilities a little bit is really going to help you access the purity of what creation is. Because the truth is that no matter whether we're creating a baby or we're connecting with our purpose here on earth, or whether we're connecting with a person who's going to embody a beautiful relationship for us, all of these things have the ability to empower us and to fulfill us on every level of our being. And so this is what you may be feeling now as we're bringing in this truth. We're bringing this truth into your reality and into your present moment for you. So if we were to explore this further in a session, we would be sharing this for you on, exploring this on a little bit of slightly deeper level for you. But for the most part, we're able to help you. You'll be able to see this truth for the rest of your life. All you need are the tools is to be able to access that intuitive ability. So thank you for sharing, Karen. That was really beautiful. Ray, romantic relationships, perfect. Let's have a look. For you, Ray, it feels like I'm just going to dive straight in and find the deepest limitation for you in that area. And for you, I'm sensing that there's a part of you that's not feeling worthy. You're not feeling worthy of the amazing levels of love that you see possible for other people around you. You also feel as though you're lacking in love in some way, as though, it's this experience that you may have had as a child that everyone else around you is having these magnificent relationships and these magnificent experiences. Why can't I have that? So this is what I see is beneath the surface for you, and we're just going to bring in some truth for you. This may actually feel like a bit of an energetic integration for you, Ray, so just allow for that to sink in and allow for that to integrate into every level of your being. Because the truth is you are more than worthy. We just need to open up the doors for you to see what's truly possible for yourself. And the other truth I'm getting is that the other people in your life, they certainly are not open to what's truly possible for them. So, allow yourself to let go of what other people are doing and see what's truly possible for you. Thank you for sharing, Ray. I hope that feels wonderful. Rowena, anxiety and depression. Thank you for sharing, Rowena. Let's have a look and see what's happening for you beneath the surface. So I'm actually getting, Rowena, for you, that for you I'm being taken back to your early childhood, probably around the age of I'm seeing specifically at the age of 2 years old, there was a dramatic event in your childhood. This wasn't happening directly to you. It was something that happened for your parents. But you took on a lot of the feelings and emotions that were connected with that. So what I'm getting is that what you're experiencing in this present moment, it's not particularly happening to you right now. It's just connected with what you experienced in the past. So allow yourself just to take in a deep breath in the moment, at the moment right now, and just allow yourself to let go of anything you may be holding on to for other people. This is a global thing, you guys. We all are taking on, energies, thoughts and feelings and emotions from the people around us. When we were children, we were looking around at the world and seeing how things were done, and this is a big part of our limitations these days, is feeling limited in the way of, having to carry the burdens of others. So let's all take a deep breath in now as we just let that go in whatever way is in the highest good for us right now, because we certainly don't need to be carrying this into our future. Take a deep breath. This is really amazing. Thank you so much, guys. What you're bringing to the table may not just be relevant for you, it may be relevant for so many other people on this call and for other people watching this later. This will work at any given time in the time-space reality. So thank you for sharing. You're helping people just as much as I am right now. We're all empowering together people. It's beautiful. Bailey, my feelings and emotions are blocked AF. Thank you for sharing. Yes, I was in a very similar position to you, Bailey, when I first started this, and which is what led me to exploring my emotions in the first place. So let's see what's limiting here for you. So there's this fear around emotion for you, which I'm sure you know is a given by now, but what I'm seeing is that the fear belonged to your father. It's not actually yours, and that there were some things going on in your early years. I'm getting as early as, between the age of 0 and 1 year old, that, you took on this limiting belief that, emotions are scary. Very common and very big. So thank you for sharing. We've shifted a fair bit of this just with some awareness of how far back this goes for you. It feels as though, because it's a very complex thing for you, and it's something that may take some time to shift for you. But what we can do, and what we will most likely be able to do for you in your session next week, is we're going to be able to explore on a far deeper level and with more purpose, just explore any limitations that were created and shift those, but we're also going to be able to do some shifts for your father as well. And so this is a really important part of subconscious healing, because what we find sometimes is that when we're shifting things for ourselves, all of a sudden, we're instilled with this new empowered self-love and self-belief, and we're feeling wonderful, and we have this new clarity on our lives. If we're shifting a relationship dynamic for ourselves, it can affect anyone else that we've had that relationship dynamic with. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that they're in a really nice, super safe space for healing and transformation. So it feels like for you, Bailey, we're going to be exploring that a little more in depth next week. But for now, know that emotion is of the ego mind. There is so much emotion that we're experiencing, especially that kind of emotion that feels like it weighs us down and really limits us in fear. So much of this is of the ego mind. It actually doesn't need to be present. So lifting this belief for yourself is going to allow for your journey to become effortless when it comes to healing, because you no longer need to sift through all of the emotions and feelings that you've been experiencing. You're ready to start shifting the energy that surrounds all of this, which means that you're going to be shifting the people around you. So you've got some pretty amazing purpose there, Bailey. Thank you for sharing. I can't wait to see you next week. Joan, thank you for sharing. Am I going to sell and move? Oh, that's a good question. I can't say yes or no, Joan, but what I'm going to do is shift a limiting belief for you to steer you towards whatever's in the highest good for you. So let's have a look. What limiting belief is there? Straight away, I'm seeing there's some financial limitations for you. For you, they come right back to... actually, it feels like you're a little bit older when this first came up for you. I'm seeing that your mother had a limitation around finances that affected you then. And it's almost as though from that moment on, whatever it was that she experienced, you know, that imprinted for you. And from then on, you were, you know, you took on that limiting belief that, okay, this is what life is, but not only that, this is all that's possible in life. So it's interesting. It's almost as though you're struggling to kind of see anything beyond that. It's almost like you're struggling to see any possibilities where everything could work out in your favor. And what's happened is that the ego mind wants to take control of this process a little bit, because it's saying that if this happens, then this can happen, and that can happen, and that can happen, and so on. So the message I'm getting for you is to really relax into the process and just set your intention on whatever's in the highest good for you. Please allow for me to receive this now. I'm ready. And when you set that intention, everything will happen in its truest form for you in a way that's going to be perfect. So thank you. I hope I've cleared some of that mind out of the way for you, Joan. Please connect with me and let me know how things go for you. Janet, decision making. Oh, thank you for bringing this up. This can be such a tough thing, you know, and we really want to bring some awareness into how to tackle this. Subconscious healing is perfect for this, because what we find, and what I'm seeing for you now, Janet, is that once again you took on the belief of how decisions were made at a very early time in your childhood. And this is actually a bit of a global belief. This is something, you know, that we see everywhere. So here's the truth, and this is for everyone. When we're in a space of needing to make a decision, we're in the space of the ego mind. We are no longer in our truth, because the truth is that there is a beautiful true self version of us. Some people may think of this as their soul, as their intuitive self, as God. No matter what your belief is, there is a true self energy there that we can access. And it is there and ready to guide and support you through anything in your life whenever you are ready. So let decision making be a signpost that we are no longer in our truthful, comfortable, supportive, beautiful, self-loving space, that we're in a space of the ego mind, and that there's something there subconsciously to clear. So Janet, as we've been talking, we've cleared for you a little portion of when this limitation first came in for you. And it feels as though this is something we could continue on in the future. So feel free to connect with me for a free session. I've left this in the comment section and I'll send it through again. I would love to explore this further with you, so that we can really, you know, give you, it's almost like I really have the desire to want to connect you to your true self energy, because for you it feels like that's the perfect way for you to move forward through healing and through subconscious healing. It's going to empower you. So thank you for sharing. I hope that felt wonderful for you. Marianne, thank you for sharing. I'm wanting stability and change. I deserve it in whatever area. Oh, absolutely you do, Marianne. I'm so glad that you've got some empowerment there already. You go, girl. Okay, so beautiful. We don't need to empower you. We just need to clear a limiting belief so that you can get on with it, right? So you're wanting stability and change. Let's see what we can do here for you. What is a limiting belief for you? Okay, so Marianne, what I'm seeing for you is that there's hesitation. There's hesitation in moving forward, and this is connected to fears from your past journey. I'm seeing that you're fairly developed in your ability to help yourself, which is amazing. But we just need to clear some fear, and we just need to use some really amazing tools and techniques for you to be able to create some subconscious shifts for you. And what I'm getting is that for you, it feels like it's less about, giving you the answers and more about giving you the tools to be able to create change and stability for yourself. So I hope that's resonating for you. Let me know in the comment section. But this fear doesn't necessarily mean because there's all of these horrible things that you need to look into to, before you can change your life and create that stability. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It feels like for you it's just more about, okay, give me that next step, that next level. So yeah, please connect with me. I'd love to help you with that if that is something you're interested in. Thank you so much. We've cleared some limitation there for you, just in the way of, believing that there's this huge hindrance there for you. Because what I'm seeing is that, there's really not a whole lot there hindering you. It's just about giving you the right tools to clear whatever's left. You're very well on your path. So congratulations. Thank you. Janita, my marriage, I would like to make it better. Oh, Janita, thank you so much for sharing. Let's see what we can see for you. Thank you for sharing. It's such a beautiful thing to open up to, and for being so vulnerable on. And there's going to be so many other people that are going to benefit from this truth that I'm about to share with you. So thank you. Vulnerability in marriage stems from limitation, and of course stems from subconscious limitations from our childhood, from our past relationship experiences. What I'm seeing for you, Janita, is that the deepest root core comes back down to self-worth. So for you, we want to explore self-worth. We want to explore all of the reasons why you have felt unworthy in being able to receive love. Because what's happening is that when you are not feeling worthy of receiving love, your marriage breaks down because you're no longer able to connect with someone in a truthful way. I could talk about this topic for years, honestly, you guys, and I may do some lives on this in the future. But when it comes to relationship dynamics, the fastest way to shift them is by becoming more self-loving and more self-believing within yourself. It is truly the most impactful way of doing things, because when you're empowered and you're able to step into your own worth and your own truth and your own purpose in life, then you open up the doors for other people to see that within themselves. And this is the first step. Helping yourself, connecting with your true self and who you really are, finding the tools to become self-loving and self-worthy, and then being able to embody those so that everyone else around you has the opportunity to do the same for themselves. And we notice this, the honeymoon period in relationships, it's also wonderful for the first week, the first month, the first year, and then relationship dynamics start to get in the way. These limitations, the majority of them are all created from subconscious limitations, and this honeymoon period will be directly related to what we saw in our childhood, right? How long did we see our parents' relationship succeeding for? We almost feel doomed after that, because we're just, allowing what we've been seen in life and our ego mind's version of life to be able to dictate how much we can receive from the people in front of us in the present moment. And let me tell you, the transformations I have seen in my life with my relationships and the people in my life is absolutely amazing with this. I transformed very quickly with this modality within the space of about 1.5 years and have completely shifted my relationship dynamics. So feel free to connect with me if you want to know more about this. You can book in for a free subconscious healing session, guys, and I would love to share everything that I can with you, all of this wisdom, and empower you, hold space for you to empower you in the best way that I possibly can. So thank you, Janita. What we've done for you today is we've brought awareness to this limitation of self-worth. You may be able to see for yourself now how that looks. We're going to be able to explore that in future sessions if you'd like to connect. So thank you for bringing in something so vulnerable. This truth, that we've integrated for you, being able to move forward is just letting you know that, you have the gift. We all do. We all have the gift to be able to move forward. So embodying that and allowing for that energy to kind of integrate in for you, that truth to integrate in as an energy, that is the perfect thing you could be doing right now to work towards that. So thank you for sharing. Shanma, hi Emma, I have a son with ASD with severe anxiety. I'm in a great place myself, but have no idea how to give my 10-year-old son the tools to help himself with his anxiety. He resists all guidance on this. He resists all guidance on his anxiety as it creates more anxiety. Oh yes, okay, I see. Anxiety. Thank you, Shanma. Let's have a look and see what we can do for you. It's funny because I'm not tuning in to a limiting belief for you. It feels like I'm just sharing some truth for you, and letting you know that there is help out there for children with anxiety, for children with autism or any kind of special disorder. I have the ability to share beautiful imaginative tools for children. And when we share these tools, it doesn't always mean that we need to shift something subconsciously for them. It's so amazing. It's almost as though with children, they're already so clearly connected that as soon as you give them the right tools, it just shifts everything for them. So Shanma, the first thing I want to do for you is just, congratulate you for reaching out, because you are someone who is able to explore new opportunities for your son, and that is absolutely amazing. There are many parents that aren't able to do that. And also the next thing coming through was that there's a little more to be explored for yourself in your subconscious limitations around what you experienced as a child. What we find is that, and this can be fairly confronting as a parent, and I totally understand this. I wouldn't expect it to be any other way. But parents have the fear of diving into their own limitations sometimes because they're afraid of what's going to come up. And the last thing any parent wants to see is that they have created a situation for their child that isn't supportive. Let me tell you that this journey goes on and on and on. If there is anything that you have been experiencing, it is because, if there's anything that your child has been experiencing, it is because it is something that you experienced as a child, and it's also something that your parents experienced as a child in some way. These limitations go far back beyond the beginning of our existence. So the first amazing thing to do is congratulate yourself for seeking help, because you're putting yourself in what may feel like a vulnerable position when actually, you're actually being super strong and empowered in seeking support. So thank you. And my offer extends to all parents who have children with difficulties to please reach out to me, book in for a free subconscious healing session. If we shift something for a parent, it is instantly shifted for a child. If something never existed for a parent, it can never exist for the child then. It's simply impossible. So what we can do is give children the right tools to be able to, create beautiful little shifts in their own life. But giving you the tools to be able to shift your own subconscious means that you can shift anything that has been passed on from your parents and that has come back through that family line. And I can feel, Shanma, that there is some healing there for you that we could do. We could work together on some things there for you, as that feels like a bit of an extensive journey and potentially something you've already looked into. So I would love to connect with you further and see what we can work out for you. But the limiting belief for you absolutely is that you can dive into subconscious healing for yourself, and especially for your children, because it doesn't need to be scary. We're not people that have made mistakes. That is all a perception of the mind, and it's all comes from a fear of being a parent, that judgment that You know, you're hit with the second that you become a parent and things are no longer, you know, able to be experienced in, you know, a way that feels like you're able to do everything right for yourself, and all of a sudden there's other people to worry about in your life. This is something, again, a global issue that people are experiencing. So congratulate yourself. Every parent on this call, please congratulate yourself. If you're watching the replay, please congratulate yourself. Because just the fact that you're exploring subconscious healing means that you are ready to make some shifts that are going to change and transform things for good. And it may involve diving into things that you may perceive as scary, but let me promise you that they're not always scary. There are ways of shifting and clearing things without needing to dive into the fear and have it be a horrible experience. So this is what I'm here to demonstrate today. You can see that we're really not having to get into the details. We're able to create little shifts here for you all within moments. Imagine what could be done in a full session. My sessions are about 45 minutes. We dive in and we create a deeper shift here, you know, for people. So thank you, Shenma, for opening up this space. I can feeling that I can certainly help you and your son, so feel free to reach out to me. A lot of the time, just to extend on this a little bit, a lot of the time children that have anxiety type disorders, there is a sense of them not being able to release energy, whether that comes out in the form of, you know, emotional outbreaks or negative thoughts in their mind, you know, physical tantrums and feeling like they need to have a lot of energy. Either way, I see that their cells, you know, they have a lot of erratic energy in them, and they really struggle to be able to find truth and love and peace. And even though they may sometimes have this, you know, short term, there's an element of them that really struggles to feel it everywhere, you know, to feel it in their body. So this is something that I help children with. The tools that I use to help children with, you know, they're beautiful intuitive tools that help children explore what's truly possible for themselves in the way of calming everything down and being able to connect intuitively to their very own beautiful superhero, where they can receive answers that are going to help them. So if anyone is interested in that, I also have an Intuition for Kids program whereby I teach children how to integrate energy and how to connect with their intuitive selves. I can do this online. It's not something that needs to be put off until later. So please let me know if you have, you know, any questions about that. I'd love to answer them for you. And please connect with me for a free subconscious healing session just to explore what we can do for you. Some parents don't need help right away. We can totally get started on helping kids straight away. For others, I see that it's really beneficial to explore helping parents first, especially if they're feeling empowered to start clearing things in their own journey. And that eradicates, you know, so much already and empowers them because they have really changed their children's lives by doing that. And then we do, you know, some little work with the children a little bit later on. So thank you again, Shenma. Karen. Thank you. Karen was just sharing her comments from our tune-in earlier. You're so welcome, Karen. Thank you for being here. Hello, Shazaria. Ray, thank you so much. I felt pins and needles through all of that. So crazy. Beautiful. Hi, Linda. Ty Lee, I had a weird dream last night where my mother was laying there still with black eyes. Then she moved above me. Then I screamed and woke up. Was scary. My mother has just passed a few years ago. Was just wondering if you can tell me why I'm dreaming this, and is it evil? Thank you. Thank you so much, Tylee. Let's tune in and see what's there for you. So straight away I'm seeing that what's happening is that you're clearing some of the subconscious limitations that your mother held. So it's almost as though she had this belief, this limiting belief that there was evil present in the world. And this affected you. It halted you, stopped you from being able to move forward in relationships, in exploring what's possible for you in love, and really kind of left you in this space where you're experiencing things on a surface level. So I'm not sure if any of this is resonating for you. Let me know in the chat. But what I'm getting is that you were dreaming this because you're starting to subconsciously shift the limiting beliefs of your mother. And I see this very commonly. Once people have passed on, we start to let go of the limitations that they brought in for us. And this doesn't, once again, it can feel a little bit scary going into this sort of thing, because we can worry that, we're not being compassionate enough. That we're not being, rewarding enough in our healing search for ourselves. And what I'm seeing for you is that you're sort of left in a space where you've healed up until a certain point and you haven't been able to shift past that. And it's because this fear and this limitation is there for you that, doing this means that you need to completely let go of her, and that you need to move on. So another very common thing that I see when we're subconsciously clearing things is that for a moment, sometimes things can feel as though, oh my gosh, I have to leave this person forever. What you experience during these moments is actually the sensation of letting go of anything that's no longer serving you and anything that's not in the highest good anymore. This is perfect, because what happens once you let this go, it doesn't mean that they're gone forever. It means that you're able to allow in new levels of truth about who they really were and new levels of love from them. And this feels like this is where you're at, Tylee. So the moment that you decide to completely let go of any and all limitations from your parents, from that moment on, you're going to be able to allow in new levels of unconditional love and appreciation from them. And this is the truth about clearing limiting beliefs, guys. It doesn't need to be, a scary experience. And it doesn't mean that we have to leave people behind. We're just leaving versions of people behind. The versions of, people that our minds have made up. It's funny, I'm getting this analogy. That experience where you realize that you may have been seeing someone in a way for so long, and then all of a sudden one day you realized, wow, that was just totally my perception of them, but they weren't like that all along. This is what happens when the mind gets in the way, when the ego mind comes into play here. So with shifting relationship dynamics and subconscious healing, where we're shifting limiting beliefs, a lot of it comes down to clearing the ego mind out of the way, getting our conscious selves out of the way, so that we can really see that it doesn't need to be scary or painful or anything like that. We can just experience love, and that just takes, a slight amount of awareness, and it will always be whatever's in the highest good. This moment that you set that intention, whatever's in the highest good will clear for you. So I hope that helps you, Tylee. It feels like for you, what we're clearing is this, we're breaking you through to this new level of shifting and healing, and allowing you to let go of any limitations from your mother. So that certainly doesn't mean that you need to let her go. In fact, it will bring you closer to her and allow you to connect with her on a whole new level. So please enjoy that. I can't wait to hear more about that if you choose to connect in the future. Thank you. Jess, hi Emma. I have a lot of unsettled feelings at the moment for a few reasons. I just don't know when that's going to end. Okay, let's have a look for you, Jess. Thank you for sharing. Let me just check the time. Okay, about 5 more minutes left of clearing. Okay, Jess, so I can see that there's a few things going on for you, and just so that you know, I'm not getting details. In the same way that you don't need to explore all of the details, I don't need to either. I can create a shift for you straight away. The limiting belief for you is that you're not feeling good enough. and it's connected to your ability to perform in any area of your life. And this feels like this is what's getting you down, is that you're feeling as though you're not able to participate in life in some way because there's this inability to perform. So I'm creating a shift there for you now. It feels a little emotional, so just allow yourself to take a couple of deep breaths in and really integrate any truth and energy that's coming in for you around this. But just so that you know, this is a bit of a big one. This is something we could explore a little bit, in a little more depth, a little bit later on if you choose to connect again. What I'm getting is that the biggest thing that you could do right now to start relieving all of these sensations and taking steps forward in shifting this is to look at stress in your life. What areas of your life are you experiencing stress, and how can you change that? And if we were to subconsciously shift more of this on a deeper level for you, we would be able to have a look at, what's the ego-mind perception of stress for you? How can we lift that all together for you so that you have no stress in any area of your life? And how can we subconsciously shift all of the past experiences in your life where you have experienced stress so that we can shift that for you? So thank you so much for sharing, Jess. I hope that's helped you. Thank you, Bailey. Can't wait to see you again. Linda, I would love some help cutting cords. Oh, that would be amazing, Linda. Let's do some more of that. Definitely connect with me in a subconscious healing session. I would love to do that for you. Vicky Brown, I would like a message, please. Perfect, Vicky. Let's have a look. Okay, so Vicky, just so that you know, what we're doing is we're having a look beneath the surface and we're identifying limiting beliefs. So if you're sensing anything a little bit extra here, we're not just sharing a message, we're actually clearing something for you. And it feels like it's interesting because your higher self has instantly latched onto this opportunity to clear something for you. So this is a great opportunity. Thank you for sharing. What I'm getting is that there's been some limitations for yourself in the way of being able to explore love and connection with others. And so this feels like something for you that it's really ready to be broken through. And I can see that you're vulnerable about it, but not to the point where you're not moving forward with it, which is a beautiful place to be in. You've found this beautiful, sweet, subtle sense of feeling comfortable with your vulnerability, so that's amazing. So the message I feel like I'm going to bring in for you is a truth, which is that, there's no hurry. This journey is going to unfold in the perfect time. And for you, you're in exactly the right place and exactly the right time. You don't need to worry about the details. You don't need to stress about the ifs or buts or worries or hows. This is all happening for you perfectly in divine timing. So thank you so much for opening up for this message and for this healing. It feels absolutely beautiful from this end. I hope it feels wonderful for you from that end as well. Okay, Sophie, any help with my fatigue would be so appreciated. Oh, Sophie, I would love to help you quickly. Let's see what limiting belief I can clear for you. So, Sophie, it feels as though for you, fatigue, it comes back to a limiting belief. It feels like there's a bit of a complex web of limitations here that is stemming down to one root limiting belief here. So what we're doing now is we're shifting some of those surface level limitations so that we can get down to the root for you and get you a really clear understanding of what could be contributing to this. So fatigue for you feels like it's connected with not feeling good enough, but also not feeling, it's almost like I'm seeing not feeling worthy of life. There's a part of you that wants to shy away from life and wants to shy away from opportunities when they arise, and it's because you're not feeling worthy of them. So this feels like something that you've been carrying with you for a very long time. As young as 3 years old, I'm getting. I'm getting almost specifically closer to 18 months. And for you, not feeling worthy is it's like the scariest thing in the world for you. So what I'm getting is that we're just going to breathe into this feeling a little bit, because I can sense that you're feeling it. You're just going to breathe into this and just see how non-scary this truly is. It's just an element of life. Well done. And you can feel that that's shifted, right? So amazing, well done. That's going to continue clearing for you, Sophie. So I hope that has helped you in some way. If you'd like to explore that further, definitely let me know. But it feels like for you, fatigue is all limited limitations around those root core issues. So subconsciously healing those, creating shifts from that level, it feels like it's going to be really super amazing for you. So thank you so much for sharing. Gabby, I would be so grateful for a message, please. Perfect. Thank you so much, Frey, for sharing. This has been amazing. Thank you. I felt like I was floating listening to you. Thank you so much, Ray. It was so beautiful having you here. Janita says, yes, thank you. I see this. Gabby says, struggling. Hope this passes. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring in a message for you, Gabby. And for you, I'm just feeling that there's a lot of stress around for you. Straight away, I can sense that for you. So we want to lift the stress. We want to clear that for you. And I'm going to do that by sharing a truth for you. And to be honest, this is for everyone. Before we finish up the call today, we're all experiencing stress at the moment with the current global situation. So let's integrate a truth for everyone around stress. The truth is that stillness is the place to be in. Whenever we're experiencing stress, we can find ourselves busy. We can find ourselves wanting to really keep ourselves busy. What we're not seeing is that there are limitations beneath the surface. There are subconscious limitations. In order to be able to see these, we need to be able to integrate stillness. We need to be able to integrate peace into our lives. So whatever way that you can do that, integrate peace, integrate stillness, integrate love into your life. Taking the time and space to do this is already going to be helping you. Taking the time and space in nature. You know, the biggest limitation in the way here is that our conscious minds are in the way of trying to figure out how to do this. But you can completely let go of that. Go to the beach, find a beautiful tree to sit by. That in itself will bring you peace, will bring you stillness. If you're still feeling agitated, feel free to move around a bit as you're integrating an energy, or do some writing, or whatever it is to integrate stillness for you. Allow yourself to trust in whatever it is that you consciously feel like you'd like to do in that moment. And I'm setting the intention for you all today to be able to integrate stillness on every level of your being. So please enjoy that. Thank you so much for being here in a time where there's so much going on in the world. And just the fact that we've all connected here today, it brings so much empowerment, you know, towards ourselves and towards everyone else who's going to be connecting with us afterwards. So feel free to give yourself that time and space. Find time and space for you. It is the perfect, absolute most perfect thing that you could be doing for yourselves in any given moment. And if that is a struggle for you, if you're still struggling to really find that time and space for yourself, please book in for a subconscious healing session. I'm going to share it in the comment section now again so that you've all got it there. I would love to connect with you all and teach you any tips or tricks that I can around stillness. And feel free to check out Find Time and Space on Facebook. There'll be future online webinars and healings and things like that on there as well. I'll be here weekly. Thank you so much, guys. I cannot wait to connect with you all. And thank you so much for your beautiful comments. And I hope that I've helped you, Gabby, as well, completely shift this. And I hope I've bring some more stillness into all of your lives. Give yourselves that time. It's so beneficial for you and for everyone else. Thank you so much. Mwah. It was so great to connect with you all. I cannot wait to see you all again next week. Bye-bye.